A lone wolf terrorist is someone who prepares and commits violent acts alone, outside of any command structure and without material assistance from any group. However, he or she may be influenced or motivated by the ideology and beliefs of an external group, and may act in support of such a group. Origins of the term. The term lone wolf was popularized by white supremacists Alex Curtis and Tom Metzger in the 1990s. Metzger advocated individual or small-cell underground activity, as opposed to above-ground membership organizations, envisaging warriors acting alone or in small groups who attacked the government or other targets in daily, anonymous acts. Terrorism expert Brian Michael Jenkins of the Rand Corporation prefers the term stray dog to lone wolf. According to Jenkins, most individuals involved in such attacks skulk about, sniffing at violence, vocally aggressive but skittish without backup. Current usage. The term lone wolf is used by U.S. law enforcement agencies and the media to refer to individuals undertaking violent acts of terrorism outside a command structure. The FBI and San Diego Police's investigation into Curtis' activities was named Operation Lone Wolf, largely due to Curtis' encouragement of other white supremacists to follow what Curtis refers to as lone wolf activism. While the lone wolf acts to advance the ideological or philosophical beliefs of an extremist group, they act on their own, without any outside command or direction. The lone wolf's tactics and methods are conceived and directed solely on their own, in many cases, such as the tactics described by Curtis. The lone wolf never has personal contact with the group they identify with. As such, it is considerably more difficult for counter-terrorism officials to gather intelligence on lone wolves, since they may not come into contact with routine counter-terrorist surveillance. A 2013 analysis by Sarah Teague, a research assistant at the International Institute for Counter-Terrorism, found 5 emerging trends in Islamist lone wolf terrorism in North America and Western Europe between 1990 and 2013, an increase in the number of countries targeted by lone wolves from the 1990s to the 2000s. An increase in the number of people injured and killed by lone wolves, increased effectiveness of law enforcement and counter-terrorism, consistency in the distribution of attacks by actor types, an increase in the number of attacks against military personnel. In the United States, lone wolves may present a greater threat than organized groups, and terrorists have not been limited to Muslims, according to the Christian Science Monitor, with the exception of the attacks on the World Trade Center. Experts say the major terrorist attacks in the United States have been perpetrated by deranged individuals who were sympathetic to a larger cause. From Oklahoma City bomber Timothy McVeigh to the Washington area sniper John Allen Muhammad, both native-born Americans. Some groups actively advocate lone wolf actions. Anti-abortion militant terrorist group The Army of God uses leaderless resistance as its organizing principle, according to the New York Times. In news analysis of the Boston Marathon bombings, the Al-Qaeda activist Amir Khan, publishing in Inspire, advocated individual terrorist actions directed at Americans and published detailed recipes online.